Hi Year 1, welcome to your maths lesson. So today you're going to need your whiteboard, some paper, it could be your exercise book, a whiteboard pen, some cubes and a pencil. Today I'm going to be using a felt tip pen just so you can see what I'm writing. It will be best for you to be using a pencil. So pause the video and get all those things ready and then press play again. So now that we're ready, let's have a look. So in maths, we've actually been using this, a part whole. Now we could use that again today, but we're going to show you something new. So this is called a bar model. There are 3 bars and together it makes the whole model. Pause your video to make your whiteboard look like mine. Brilliant. So now we've got the 2 parts and a whole to our bar model. So it's exactly the same as our part whole. I'm going to write those words on here so we don't forget. Part, whole. So we can still use it in exactly the same way. We can use this bar model. So maybe my whole number is 10. I could break that into 2 parts. Maybe I could do 3 and 7. 10 was my whole, 3 is one of my parts, and 7 is the other part. I could now write some calculations to match my bar model. 3 add 7 equals 10. That's just one calculation. If you know that, then you also know that 7 add 3 equals 10. You're still adding your 2 parts together to make your whole, which was 10. We can also do what we've been practicing the last couple of days, is do some subtraction. So we've got 10 as our whole number, take away 3, leaves me with just 7. I've still got my 2 parts, and they make the whole. If I know that, then I know that 10 take away the 7 will give me 3, the other part. So just from one bar model, we can write 4 different calculations. So I'm going to show you another bar model now, and maybe you want to do it at the same time as me. So I'm going to just rub out my numbers. I'm going to use my cubes. So this time my whole is going to be 5. So if at any point you want to just pause the video and try and do it before I do it, I will leave a bit of time for you to be able to do that. So 5 is my whole. I'm going to write that in here. I'm going to break it. I'm just practicing at the moment. So write on your whiteboards, what's this part and what's this part. Okay, so we've got 1 and 4. That made 5. I had my whole, which was 5, and I had 1 part over there, and then 4 parts over there. I can write 4 different calculations again. So I'll just do a line into my last ones. Let's see. Let's start with adding first. 1 add 4 makes my whole, which is 5. So we can write that down. 1 add 4 equals 5. We could then write it the other way. We could do the 4 first. 4 add 1 more will give me my whole, which is 5. 4 add 1 equals 5. So they're the 2 adding calculations. If you want to now, pause and see if you can come up with the subtraction. What number do we always have to start with? Is it the biggest or the smallest? Pause it now if you want. So when we do subtraction, we always start with our biggest number, which is our whole number. So I'm going to start with 5, subtract, and then we just keep using the numbers that are on our board. I'm going to do 5, subtract 4, equals 1. I could do it the other way. So I start with my whole number again when we are subtracting. 5, subtract 1, leaves me with 4. So I've still written 4 calculations just using this bar model. So what we want you to try now, there are going to be some models that look like this, maybe some part-whole diagrams on your sheet. And we're going to give you 3 of the calculations, and you need to try and write the 4th one. So let me show you. Let's see if you can work this one out. So I'm going to do it with my part-whole this time. Works the same as our bar model. So maybe this time my whole is 7. And we can see that the 2 parts are 2 and 5. They are the only 3 numbers I am allowed to use, because look, that's all I've got is 7 cubes. So on the sheet, you might notice that we've got 7, subtract 3. Oh, I can't use 3. There's no 3 here. So the sheet definitely won't say that. 7 take away 2 equals 5. So there's one calculation. On the sheet you might see 7 subtract 5 equals 2. So that's the second calculation. There'll be a third one, maybe 2 add 5 equals 7. The 2 parts make the whole. And then you will need to do the last one. Pause the video and see if you can make this adding calculation different to this one. The maths still needs to make sense. Pause the video and have a go first. Okay, how did you get on? This one over here says that we can do 2, add 5, and that will make 7. That's what this calculation says here. But we were trying to do another adding one that is different to this one over here. We'd need to start with the other part. This one started with 2, so we need to start with 5. 5, add something, will make something else. So 5, add the 2, so you're just swapping the parts over, and it will still give me 7. Add them together and it still gives me my 7, which was my whole number. If you wrote down 2 add 7 equals 5, I don't think that's possible. 2 cubes add, oh, well I don't have another 7 cubes, so this one doesn't work. So always make sure that the maths is right. Does it make sense? Can you actually do it with your cubes? So have a look at the distance learning sheet and see if you can work out the questions where there is going to be one missing calculation. Use the model to help you. Good luck, and we'll see you again soon.